Hello students, and welcome back once again to the series of online lectures of design of RCC and steel structural elements through JCE Connect. So in the last session I started with one more problem over design of combined putting. Okay. Then I told you the difference between the first problem what I have solved and this the present problem. Okay. So here, as I told you, and we have discussed in the Google meeting also, that in this problem the property line, the distance from the property line is mentioned. So that time there is a change in the provision of the area or the proportioning the area. There is a small change that you have to concentrate. Okay. And you have to follow the same steps for the proportioning the area. Okay. And I discuss about how to calculate, how to fix the proportion or the area, nothing but the size of footing. Okay, when the property line distance is mentioned. Okay, and we also discuss about the shear force distribution and the bending moment distribution of the combined footing. Okay. Then we have calculated the values for same, that is the shear force. Okay, and that is after that we have discussed about bending moment also. Okay. So now next what you have to find out. So we have calculated the bending moment under column A and bending moment under column B. Okay, both we have calculated. Now we have to find out also what is the bending moment at mid span or mid of A and B. What is the bending moment between mid of A and B? So today we will calculate that. Okay. Now I'll just start with this. Now bending moment at mid span, bending moment at mid span. Okay, so that I can consider as by shear force at x distance minimum, which is equal to bending moment at x distance will be maximum. So we have to consider section where, by assuming at that particular section at a distance x where the shear force will be minimum, there will get bending moment will be maximum. Okay. So again, so I have considered a section. So I'll just show you. Okay, here. So this section if I consider, then this distance I'll consider as x. Okay, this distance I'll consider as x. Understood? So therefore, there considering this distance as x. So here, if you have the shear force is minimum at that location, we have to find out what is the value of bending moment. So this is a mid span between A and B. So at this location, you have to find out the magnitude of bending moment. So I will consider again by a symmetrical triangle. Okay, this triangle and this triangle. By considering these two triangle, we will find out the distance x. Okay. So we'll consider x divided by 408.62 is equal to 3.6 minus x divided by 522.41. Same steps you have to follow here. I'll just show it here once again. Okay, so that is see, 408 divided by x is equal to 522.41. 3.6 minus x divided by 522.4. Okay, because the distance is here, this distance is 3.6 minus x. Okay, so here by calculating this, we will get x is equal to 1.58 meter. We will get x is equal to 1.58 meter. Understood? X is equal to 1.58 meter. So therefore, what should be the x bar now? So from here, okay. So from here to here, x bar. It is x bar. Understood? So x bar. So therefore x bar is equal to, right? Therefore x bar is equal to, the offset from column A is 0.74. Offset from column A is 0.74 plus 1.58. So we will get this as 2.32 meter. So we got it is 2.32 meter. Okay. So what does it mean? So we will get maximum bending moment at midspan at a distance of 2.32 meter. At a distance of 2.32 meter from left end. Okay, so that is 2.32. so therefore, so I can calculate here again. So therefore the maximum bending moment is, so upward pressure is 258 into 2.32 square by 2 minus 600 into 1.58. Okay, so it is 600 into 1.58. So how you get this as 1.58 here? I'll just write here. So it is 2.34 minus 0.74. Okay, 2.34 minus 0.74. So we'll get 1.58. I'll show it here if you want. Okay. Yes, here. If you consider here this. Okay. So this, if you take it here, the moment about this distance x. So 0.74 and this x. Okay, we have got it as x bar. So the taking moment about this is that is the upward pressure is 258.62 into this distance minus 600 into this. So this is total what? It is 1.58. What you have got? It is already we have got here. Here also we have got already. Yes, here also we have got already this. Yes, here also we have got it. That is 1.5. Okay, 1.5. So we'll get this as. Okay, we'll get this as the maximum amount we will get it as. Okay, we will get it as 252 kilonewton. So this value will get it as 252 kilonewton. So this value will get it as 252 kilonewton. Okay, now the point of counterflexure also you have to check. Okay, now the point of counterflexure. Point of counterflexure. So I will consider again. So let us consider again at section XX. So we will have this on section XX. And we have this column load. And this distance we will consider as from here to here, it is x. X we have to find out. And below that we have upward pressure also. Is 258.62 kilonewton per meter. Okay, upward pressure. And this is column A, which is carrying a load of 600 kilonewton. Column A. And this already we know that this distance from column A is 0.74. Okay. So therefore, by taking moment about section XX, we get this as, so 258.62 into about XX, 258.62 into x square by 2 minus this load is 600 into x minus 0.74. 600 into this distance is x minus 0.74. So we will get this is equal to 0. So we will get this as 129.31 x square minus 600x plus 444 is equal to 0. Okay, is equal to 0. Then after solving this sum, you will get the value of x is equal to 0.92 meter and one more value, that is 3.71 meter. So we will get two values. X is equal to 0.92 meter and x is equal to 3.71 meter. So we got these two for point of counterflexure. Yeah, okay. So this two will get it as this value. We got this as 0.92 and this as from here to here we got this as 3.71. We got 3.71 meter. So I'll just represent in the measurement distribution. So this is the first point of counterflexure and this is the second point of counterflexure. Okay, understood? Then now, so we got the maximum moment at midspan here and also we got the point of counterflexure. Now we'll move on to for the calculation of depth of footing. For the calculation of depth of footing. Okay. Okay. So next is depth of footing. So there are two ways of calculating the depth of footing. Either you equate mu for limiting moment of resistance, that is mu equal to mu limit, and from that you get the depth, and you double or increase the depth of footing. Okay, or one more, what you can do, you can assume the percentage of steel PT. That is also assumption. By assuming the percentage of steel, you with respect to one way shear, you calculate the depth, then you can proceed. Okay, but both are with respect to assumption only. What I can say, it's a trial. Okay, but as for my opinion, you can go for the calculation of depth with respect to moment of resistance, then later you check for one way shear. Okay, for whether it is safe or unsafe. Okay, so now we calculate the depth of footing. So by equating mu is equal to mu limit, by equating mu is equal to mu limit, so you have to go for mu, that is maximum. Mu for maximum bending moment. Okay, now if you go back and check the bending moment diagram, and you find out where you will get the maximum bending moment. Okay, so if you go back and check here, so we have got three values here now. Okay, so we got this as 70.8, this as 275, and this value we have got it as 252. Okay, this value we have got it as 252 at midspan. So out of these three, 1, 2 and 3, you have to choose a maximum bending moment, and that bending moment value you have to use it for calculation of depth. So if you look at here, we have got the maximum bending moment under column B, that is 275.63 kilonewton meter. Okay, I'll use that for the calculation of depth. Okay, so therefore, okay, so mu is equal to mu limit. So mu means it is factored, so we have to multiply factor of safety for bending moment. Now, okay, we have not multiplied any factor of safety in the previous steps. So now you have to consider mu means it is a factored bending moment. So I'll multiply 1.5 here. So 1.5 into the maximum bending moment is 275.63 into 10⁶ is equal to mu limit 0.138, FCK is 20, B is 1800 into d square. Okay, so we'll get it d as 288.49 mm. We'll get it d as 288.49 mm. Understood? But I told you this depth what you calculate, that is with respect to again bending moment consideration. This depth what we have calculated, that depth is for bending moment consideration. Okay, and the one more governing force we need to consider, that is shear. Okay, the one more governing force you need to consider, that is shear, and for shear consideration you have to increase the depth of footing. You have to increase the depth of footing. Okay, so I'll just write here. Okay, I'll write a note. For shear consideration, increase the depth of footing. Increase the depth of footing. Now again, you have to, by thumb rule, you have to increase the depth of footing. So as I told you, you can change 2 to 2.5 times. You can increase the depth of footing 2 to 2.5 times. So in the first problem we have increased 2 times. So I will go for a little bit higher side. Okay. So I will go for a little bit higher side. So therefore D is equal to I will increase this, that is 288.49, the depth what you have got, that is I will increase by 2.2 times. 2.2 times. So we will get this as, by increasing 2.2 times, I will get it as 634.67 mm. Okay. By increasing 2.2 times, we will get this as 634.67. So I will round up here. So I will make it as 650. I will make it as 650. I will round up for 650. So therefore D, by assuming 50 mm cover, 650 plus 50 mm cover. So the total depth I will use it as 700 mm. So the effective depth is 650 and the total depth is 700 mm. Okay. This is regarding the assumption in the depth. Okay. Now next we will go for area of reinforcement. We will go for area of reinforcement. Okay, the calculation of area of reinforcement. Okay, so now we'll calculate one by one here. So first is here reinforcement under column A. Reinforcement under column A. So there we have got the movement. I can write it as MA. We got it as 70.8 kilonewton. We have got the movement under column A as 70.8 kilonewton. In the bending moment diagram, we will get this value, that is 70.8 kilonewton meter. 78.8 kilonewton meter. And other data we have B is equal to 1800. Then the D, it is 650. And the total D is 700. Okay. These are the basic required data. So we will calculate the AST now. So therefore AST, I can write AST A, AST under A. So it is 0.5 into FCK upon Fy, that is 415, into bracket of 1 minus square root of 1 minus 4.6 into mu. So this is not factored bending moment. See, in the first problem what I did, I had multiplied, I had calculated the upward pressure which was factored. So with respect to that, whatever the value you will get, those value will be factored only. But in this problem, I have not calculated the factored upward pressure. Okay. Without multiplying any factor of safety to the upward pressure, I have got all the bending moment values and shear force values. So now what you can do here, by using in the formula 4.6 mu, you make this movement as ultimate movement by multiplying factor of safety. So 4.6 mu, so 1.5 into 70.8, or I can write here mu is equal to 1.5 into 70.8. This you can also make it. And then you write here. By calculating this value, you can directly that value. Okay. Mu 4.6 mu into 10 to 6 divided by FCK is 20, B is 1800 and D is 650 square. FCK BD square 4.6 mu upon FCK BD square into B into D into B into D. So we'll get this as the value of AST as 456.44 mm square. We will get this value as 456.44 mm square. Okay. So therefore, also you check for AST minimum now. AST minimum is equal to, it is 0.12% of BD. It is 0.12% of BD. So we will get this as 0.12 into B is 1800 and D is 700 divided by 100. So we will get this as 1512 mm square. We get this value as 1512 mm square. So therefore, here you can say, therefore AST A is equal to AST minimum, that is 1512 mm square, because the AST is less than AST minimum, so we have to provide AST minimum only, that is 1512 mm square. Okay, so now we have to find out the diameter. By assuming diameter, we have to find out spacing. Okay, so assuming (16 mm dia bar again, assuming 16 mm dia bar, so spacing is equal to 201, that is the area of 16 mm bar divided by AST into B, that is 1800. So we check out here 201 divided by 1512 into 1800. Okay, so we'll get this as 239.28 mm. 239.28 mm. So then after that, so we got the spacing as 239. So I'll consider that. Okay, I'll consider that. So I'll make it as 225 mm center to center. 225 mm center to center. So it is 225 mm center to center. So you can write, therefore, you can write here, therefore provide (16 mm dia bars at a distance of 225 mm center to center under column A. Okay, under column A. Clear? So you have to provide 225 mm center to center, that is 16 mm dia bar at a distance of 225 mm center to center under column A. Now also check for under column B. So we'll go for next reinforcement. Under column B, reinforcement under column B. So in that we have got mu as, sorry, not m, I can write mb, that is 275.63 kilonewton meter. So therefore mu is equal to 275.63 into 1.5. So 275.63 into 1.5. So we will get this as 413.44 kilonewton meter. 413.44 kilonewton meter. So let us calculate the AST now. Therefore AST is equal to 0.5 FCKH20 divided by y is 415 into bracket of 1 minus square root of 1 minus 4.6. mu already we have calculated here, 413.44 into 10⁶ divided by FCKBD square. FCK is 20, B is 1800, depth is 650 square into B 1800 into 650. So we'll get this AST as 1660 mm square. We got AST as 1660 mm square, and which is more than AST minimum. Therefore okay. Already we have checked for AST minimum, and AST minimum we have got it is 1512, and this AST is more than AST minimum. So therefore okay. So let us calculate spacing now again. So therefore spacing is equal to 201 divided by 1660 into B 1800. So we'll get this as 198.13 mm. So we'll get this as 190 mm. Center to center. Correct. So the statement what you can write, therefore provide mm dia bar at a distance of 190 mm center to center under column B, okay. So we got 16 dia bar at a distance of 190 mm center to center under column B. Then same way if we check for, sorry, I think I have made a small mistake here. So this will get it as 1821. So you please make correction, 1821, and this also make it 1821. Yes, 1821. You will get this AST as 1821. Then we'll go for next, that is reinforcement under midspan. Reinforcement under midspan. So we will get mu is equal to here 1.5 times midspan is 252. 1.5 into 252. So how much you get? So here 1.5 into 252. You get this as 378 kilonewton meter. Okay. So again what you have to do by using this, you have to find out AST. So I will write the answer here directly. So this I think will get it as 1660 mm square. This will get it as 1660 mm square. So the spacing here again, therefore spacing 201 divided by 1660 into 1800. So this will get it as, I'll just check out, into 1800. So we'll get this as 217.95. So I consider as 210 mm center to center, 210 mm center to center. So the statement same you have to write, hence provide 16 mm dia bar at a distance of 210 mm, at a distance of 210 mm center to center under mid span. Okay, clear? So this is regarding today's session. So we have got the calculation of longitudinal reinforcement under column A, B and under mid span. So regarding this, if you have any doubt or queries, you can contact me. Okay, thank you.